Hello, everybody. My name is Roem, and you are watching. Are we even live? Yeah, we are. Sorry. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Sports Ramble. And we are here for our very first live race review. So in the afternoon, I did one of these for the race preview, and it was fairly short. Hopefully, we can go a little bit more in depth. And yeah. Discuss the race. Basically, that's why I'm here. So let me just give a quick disclaimer that all the images that you see, or the majority of them, are going to be by F1. So yeah, thanks. Okay, just shout out to them. I've just taken from their Facebook and Twitter stuff. But yeah, it was a decent race, you could say. We're talking about the Belgian Grand Prix, if you don't know. So if you haven't seen it, then honestly, what are you doing here? Just joking. But yeah, let me switch the screens for a second, and bear with me, guys, just one moment. And there we go. So don't really know how to put this. Excuse the background noise. I'm basically technically like in a cupboard. Yeah, but these are the race classification. As you can see, so Vettel won the race quite comfortably, just over 11 seconds clear of Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, who was not beaten to the start. He had initially I can't say anything, a good start, and yeah, but good start through Arouge and the Radeon combination, but Vettel, yeah, did beat him when they got to the Kemmel Straight, and yeah, he couldn't do anything about that. As you can see, all of the classified finishers except Stoffel van Dorn have made 2 stops, and the super soft to soft strategy was, as you can see, like favored by a lot of the drivers. But yeah, overall, tire strategy wise, it wasn't the best, but yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Hamilton, Verstappen had a fairly good weekend. He was like comfortably in P3 for most of the race after he got past the Force Indias. Not much of a challenge from anyone else. But yeah, decent result for him. Something that Red Bull obviously weren't expecting at the start. Again, sorry for the noise. Let me just adjust myself. Here we go. Obviously, this wasn't something that Red Bull were expecting at the start of the weekend. They were not. Obviously, no one ever saw them on the predicted for them to be on the podium, but it happened because of just Verstappen got lucky. Say, he finished 31 seconds behind Vettel. But yeah, Bottas was on 4th. Good enough result for him considering where he started. Then we have Perez and Ocon, the 2 Force Indias. Guys, what can you say? Just start clapping wherever you're sitting. Just start clapping and applaud their performance. Obviously, they started higher, and yeah, at the end of the day, this was their, this is obviously where they were expected to finish, because obviously they couldn't have challenged for the podium with the Bottas coming and with the 2 Red Bulls and other midfield challengers. But yeah, decent result for Racing Point Force India. I'm never gonna say that, so we're just gonna call them Force India. As you can see here, they're also known as Force India. But yeah, they have gotten past Williams, and had Sauber's Marcus Ericsson and Pierre Gasly had not scored any points, I think they would have been equal with Toro Rosso and have beaten Sauber. Or that's how it's playing out anyway. Sainz in 11th, Renault, we'll talk about them in a second. Huge disappointments this season. Williams having a good result considering they're Williams in 12th and 13th, obviously aided by all the first lap chaos. Hartley disappointed, and Van Dorn, Obviously, the McLaren was awful this weekend. It was nowhere. And went on, pretty much couldn't do anything about it. And that's basically the race result. And we had 5 DNFs, and we're just finished the race with 15 runners. So yeah, guys, let's talk about that. The main talking point of the race is obviously the first lap crash. Bear with me for one more second and let me get that on screen. There we go. So this first lap crash, massive crash. Like, down in turn 1, you don't often see stuff like that, but like, as you can see, when Hamilton initially had a good start, and then Vettel was literally like going down to Hamilton had a better start than Vettel initially down in turn 1, and yeah, when both of them were out of the camera side, the cameraman, I think he was going to like pan over to them, but he saw the smoke, as we all did, and like, thumbs up to him. He like literally, thanks to him, like caught the crash instead of panning over. But yeah, that was massive. We saw smoke and we knew something was wrong, and then that initial like the smoke was obviously of the Nico Hülkenberg's tires locking up and him going into the back of Fernando. And as you can see, this picture, like watching it live, was really scary. Like, you didn't know what was going to happen to the drivers, if they were okay. And yeah, but yeah, again, these are the dangers of Formula 1, and a great round of applause for the halo. Guys, if that halo wouldn't have been there on Charles Leclerc's car, he would like be in, I don't think he would have been okay. Just let's say, because look, after the race, I'll show you guys the pictures in just a second, but yeah, as you can see, Alonso's car literally was on top of his and just slid over, and yeah, basically just went over him, literally. Like, it was like so unusual, so weird. And yeah, I'm gonna show you guys another shot, so bear with just a second. There we go. As you can see, Alonso rotated. He was like on top of Leclerc, and yeah, and we saw this shot in slow motion like so many times during the race. It was really, as I said, scary for the first when we initially saw it. Here's another shot, and this is the shot when Alonso, like, initially when Alonso was going to the sides, his whole, I don't know if that's the engine, gearbox, okay, that's probably the gearbox or whatever that is, like, it was literally coming out. His whole side pod, as you can see, is literally like total destroyed. Like, that's because of the impact with Charles Leclerc's car, and that could have been much worse, as I said, without the halo. Thank God all of the drivers are okay, and we'll talk about them in just a second. But one more thing on this, as you can see, this is the footage collected after the race, and this is Charles Leclerc's car. Had the halo not been there, these marks would have been on his helmet and potentially done serious damage to his face. And yeah, just goes to show, and I'm being completely honest here. You guys can like say whatever you want, think whatever you want, but I never at any point misjudged or even judged the halo, cause yeah, I never personally criticized it. It didn't make much of a difference for me, obviously the look of the car, but I never really criticized it. And today it's shown, and it's like shut the mouths of the people who were like actually criticizing it. And it's shown that why F1 and motorsport really need to focus on driver safety. So yeah, really that could have been a really failed crash, but due to all the safety measures that we have now, it isn't. But yeah, getting to the, like, just ending this crash thingy. In the end, Nico Hülkenberg admitted that it was his fault. It was nothing to do with the car, no like brake failures or anything. It was his own fault. He locked up, or he late braked. I'm not really sure what he said, but yeah, and because of that, because of this incident, he's been given a 10-place grid penalty for Monza, Italy next week, for the Italian Grand Prix next week. That is going to be a major setback, and yeah, many people were saying he should have gotten a race ban, but yeah, I don't think that would have been totally fair. Obviously, it's his fault, but it's very rare to see someone as skilled as Nico Hülkenberg, make mistakes like that. So yeah, that's a reason why I think he's been excused and not given the race ban. Now, another, probably you could say high point of the race could have been the Hartley and Ericsson battle. I was about to say crash there. That was also another climax to the race in the middle, and it was going a little down. Then we had this battle which lasted for 2-3 laps. Initially, it was Ericsson who got ahead of Hartley, who then later, I think it was Ben Edwards on Channel 4 who mentioned that this could be tactics from Toro Rosso to slow Ericsson down in a bid to help Gasly stay ahead of him. So yeah, it played out in the end. Gasly finished 8th, I think it was, or maybe 9th. I think it was 9th. But yeah, it didn't do much. It did okay. It did do its purpose. Ericsson did not attack Gasly after that, because I think Gasly, he did lose quite a lot of time. He initially overtook him through Le Sauce, turn 1. But yeah, then on the next lap, not on the next lap, it was on the Camel Straight. I think that Hartley got the position back. Then on the next lap, Ericsson took the position back, as I think it's in this picture on the Camel Straight. So yeah, that was a good moment of the race, good fighting that we wanted to see, and we wanted to see between Vettel and Hamilton. But yeah, after the pit stops, Vettel, literally ran away with the win. Not run away, but yeah. Hamilton was the first to pit. Then Vettel pitted a lap after responding to Hamilton's pit stop, and yeah. Hamilton was, I think, at that point 21 seconds behind Vettel, and yeah, Vettel after his second stop was in the lead basically. So yeah, good stuff from Ferrari. They've led every lap of the race, and yeah, a deserved win. And yeah, not much else to say there on that. And what else is there? So the crash, basically talking point of the race. Let's get the driver of the day. You guys tell me who you guys voted for as driver of the day. I voted Sergio Perez because I felt that he had a decent race. He got ahead of Ocon and was not in the mix, but he ran a good race overall. That's why I voted driver of the day for him, but it was Sebastian Vettel. He deserved the driver of the day. Other people who were applaudable during the race, and can you guys see the images? Don't tell me you guys can't see the images. Can you guys see the images? 1 second, please. Bear with me. Okay, there we go. Tell me if you guys can see the images. Okay, sorry about that if you were seeing random stuff. Yeah, but as you can see, other people who were good, obviously Ocon, Gasly, Ericsson. Now let's get to Renault. They didn't meet my expectations this weekend because they were literally nowhere. They now, I think, have a 6-point lead over Haas, and now Haas have come really close to them, and yeah, it is going to be a really close battle between Renault and Haas. But yeah, Haas obviously did have the upper hand this weekend, which is why they finished ahead of them basically. It was a track that favored Ferrari powered cars a lot, and yeah, Ericsson did amazing. He was also good, and as I said, Gasly. And yeah, now let's get on to who else is there. Williams, not much to say. Finished good considering they're Williams, as I said earlier. What else do we have? Sorry. There was this cheeky moment after the race that Hamilton, right before the post-race interviews done by Martin Brundle, was like leaning over and walking beside and like that, looking at the Ferrari. It was like really funny. Was he looking if there was some illegal stuff done on it or something? But yeah, it was like funny and yeah, good end to the race. Now, let's talk silly season for a second. With this very image. Now, silly season. Apparently, on Saturday, there was talk that Ocon and Vettel had a conversation where Vettel asked him that, do you have a seat? Ocon said no. And then basically Ocon was like, Stroll has that seat. And then he was like, Perez brings money, so he's going to stay there probably. And so, yeah, guys, rumors are that by Monza or by Singapore that Lance will move to Force India, Ocon will move to McLaren, and Kubica to Williams, which will be quite the domino effect. And Van Dorn to Sauber, which I will get to the silly season stuff in another video, another maybe live stream. But yeah, guys, let's end it there. It's been an amazing time talking to you guys, and yeah, another one of these will be coming out soon. But yeah, like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. And till next time, goodbye.